Hello there, you guys. Your girl Euniycemari here, and so I want to come to you guys and talk to you guys about something a little. I don't want to say it's not too personal or anything like that, but I just wanted to share a little bit of my little story of finding happiness. And also, if you follow me on Instagram, you always see how I'm talking about, happiness starts on the inner side of you. You have to, start with yourself when it comes to finding happiness and to truly be happy with who you are, where you stand, life, general, period. And with me, I really didn't understand, or I really didn't notice that I wasn't really happy. Sometimes I think we walk around with a false confidence, or we feel that we are happy until something happens in our lives that challenges our self-knowledge, or that challenges how we really feel about ourselves. And when you get down into some deep, like, dark moments or some tough times, that can really show you that, or shine the light on, hey, I'm not really as happy or as confident as I thought I was. And so I experienced a moment like this, and I'm like, dang, I'm not as happy as I thought I was. And there are many factors as to what can shifts one make. How can I say this? There are many factors of what will make you shift in your happiness towards yourself. I'm trying to figure out how to explain that part of it. But things happen in life, your childhood, deaths and families, self-growth, self-esteem problems. There are many factors that key into how one may feel about themselves. And for me, yeah, I had issues with confidence growing up, and just a lot of other key things in my life that, yes, had an effect on my personal happiness. And I'm not the one to sit around and go, oh, well, what happened to me when I was younger and I'm 28 now, or what, or my life, or how I grew up affects me. Because one of the things that I stand behind is that you have the opportunity, you have the right, you have the strength, you have the power to change the outcome of your life. And you can't always live in the past. That's one thing that I always say to myself. You can't always live in the past. Many things you can't change from the past. You have to just take it. All right, that's what it is. Now, what can I do about it? All right. And I've learned that a long time ago at quite a young age. I learned that, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I cannot control that. There's nothing I can do about that. And there's two different types of people. You have the people who are like, this happened to me, therefore that trickles into the rest of their life. They're overwhelmed by that. That completely takes over who they are. They can't seem to let that go. And then you have the ones that are able to let that go. And that's me. I fully let go of things that have happened to me, or things that I've went through in my past. And I decided I'm going to be happy because I want my future to be better. All right. And who wants to be miserable walking around with just being miserable all your life? Like, that's no way to live. And if you guys, we all have probably met or known or seen a person who is just mad at the world, who is just sad, upset, and they're miserable people. And that's one way I don't want to live. I don't want to live that way, because it's not happy, and nothing good comes from living like that. You're going to be freaking miserable all your life. So I come to a point where, and I'm still kind of in this little moment where I'm like, it all starts in my mind, okay? My journey, I'm at a point where I'm like, it all starts in here. How I think about myself, the thoughts that I think, what I say out my mouth, what I say to myself, everything that I do on a daily basis, the energy that I allow to come into me, the energy that I put out. It's all about my mind, my spirit, controlling it all so that I can be a happier person. So when I say about the mind, when I start with the mind, whenever I get a negative thought, and we all have had these negative thoughts that come into your head and they challenge you. They challenge your happiness. They challenge how you feel about yourself, how you feel about a situation. It happens to all of us. I immediately stop that. Like, when I'm thinking to myself, or when I think something negative, I completely tell myself, don't think like that. Eunice, don't think like that. And then I think about positive things, like you can do that, you will get there, you have to take these steps to get there. And that really helps to stop the thoughts that come into your head, because I think a lot of the times what we think about ourselves is a main component of tearing ourselves down. So if you're thinking negative, you're going to tear yourself down, your happiness, your mental thought. It all starts in the head, like what you tell yourself, how you feel about yourself. And I want you to know that, because from my own journey, if you're struggling with depression, or if you're struggling with, you know, suicidal thoughts, or if you're struggling with just feeling down and not, it all starts in the mind. You got to strengthen your mind. You got to strengthen and not allow those thoughts to penetrate and to infect your brain, okay, and infect your mind, because all it takes is one little negative thought, and it just grows from there. And next thing you know, you're depressed. You just can't get out of the funk because of everything that's going on in your mind. So my thing first is that I started to just really dig deep and change my way of thinking. I didn't think anymore like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I don't want to go because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. No, I pushed myself into many situations, even with being fearful. Even with being fearful. And I'm the type, you guys, that if something scares the shit out of me, usually I would try to find a way out of it. But where I'm at right now in life as being a 28-year-old, I'm like, you know what, Eunice? That's not going to fly. You cannot continually to run from stuff because you are upset or you think something bad is going to happen. You have to change your mindset. You have to think positive and push yourself. I wouldn't have come up on the opportunities that I have come across if it wasn't for me changing my mindset into being more positive. So I've seen, once I started doing that, I started to see a lot of positivity out of it. You know, opportunities come my way, people I've met, just I'm a happier person. I'm a little bit more motivated because when I'm going after something, I'm constantly pushing myself because I'm keeping positive thoughts, okay? Positive vibes, energy, mind, all that. So definitely I would say if you are on the hunt for, you know, self-happiness, start with your thoughts. Clear that mind out of all the junk and the negativity, and you will see a difference, okay? Also too, writing down things about yourself. You know, if you feel like you need to write some stuff down, sit down and write down things that you like about yourself. Sit and write down things that you are proud of about yourself. And that would definitely help you as well to get past any of that negativity or any of those bad thoughts that go on in your head. So once I kind of figured out for myself, like, okay, you know, I changed my thought of mind, or I changed the way that I thought about myself as far as like just keeping positive things in my head. I then started to put them into action. So every day I get up and I would do something to reinforce those positive actions. So like, let's say for example with YouTube, I wanted to stay with my goal of putting up 3 videos a week. And I was like, you know what, Eunice, you can do this. Life is hard. You work a full-time job, but girl, you can do this. If you have the thought in the head, if you have the thought in your head and you're not backing it up, then it kind of just makes it a thought in a way. So by me getting up and recording a video and editing it and getting it out there for you guys, that just made me feel a lot better. Like, I accomplished that. I got that. So anything that you think of that you are putting positive thoughts behind, reinforce it with action. You know, reinforce it with action. If you're like, I'm at home and I'm depressed and I'm not feeling up to it, and you're like, well, maybe I should go outside. I should go outside. Get up and go outside. Get up and go outside. And usually that's all it takes. It's a little bit of action pushed behind your thoughts to get that ball rolling with, you know, your own self-happiness, self-growth, all of that. And another prime example of this really quickly is that one of my coworkers was telling me, you know, that she is not happy she's not happy in her life because she's not doing what she really wants to do outside of work. She's just working. She's not really going to school and doing what she wants to do. And in the same exact moment, I told her, you know what? You need to take into action. And every day, even if one day you sit down on the internet and you just research schools, you'll feel a lot better because you're doing something towards a goal that is what you really want to do. Okay. And then maybe the next week or so, you can go and take a look at these schools and tour schools and, you know, just take each day or each week, however you want to do it. Excuse me. Take a step towards what you want to do, or whatever it is you want to do, or whatever it is that you feel will make you happy, or whatever it is that will take you out of this funk. You need to just take steps towards completing those things and getting to another goal, or to getting to that next step, because then that will definitely make you feel a lot better, a lot more confident, a lot more happier, and you want to continue going knowing that you're taking the steps to get there. Okay, so first, it's all about the mind. You got to make sure you got the right positive mind thinking. Feed yourself only positive thoughts. Number 2, taking action. Okay, back up your positive thoughts with action. That, at least that's what I started doing, and I seen a difference in that. Thirdly, you just really want to dig deep. Dig deep. Okay, if there is something, have you ever just went without your phone for a couple of hours? Have you ever just not text one of your friends or not sit on your phone? Like, and the phone thing, I think, is another thing. Have you ever just totally disconnected with your phone for about an hour or two and just sat alone by yourself, either watching TV or reading a book or writing a poem or something? Like, have you ever just disconnected really quickly with the outside world and just zoned in on you? Complete silence, meditation, reading a book, whatever. Because the moment that you disconnect yourself a little bit and you're by yourself, that is another way to enhance your self-love, I guess you can say. When you're able to be alone, I think a lot of times people have an issue with being alone. Like, they don't want to be alone, they don't want to do things alone. They always have to have somebody with them or something with them, and they just cannot function alone. That says a lot about how you feel about yourself. That you just feel like you always need somebody to be there, somebody with you. And I think that the true, like, happiness and the true, you know, self-love comes when you're just able to sit alone and you don't have to be connected to a phone, or you don't have to have somebody always with you, you know. So try to disconnect from a phone, or just spend an hour or two alone by yourself, you know. Read a book, like, do some deep, like, searching within yourself and really evaluate yourself. Connected to that, next would be, think about what you think of your actions and how you feel very thoroughly. Whenever something comes up, like whenever you feel a certain way, you feel depressed or you feel, just ask yourself why. Like, why do I feel like this? And then that's where it will go into breaking it down as to why you feel about this. Think about how you can resolve a situation, because if you can come up with a solution, that helps as well. Like, how can you resolve this situation? If it's, you know, something that maybe you need to I don't know, move out, or just sit down and think about, how can I resolve a situation? What steps can I do to do that? And that also ties into what I said before, as far as like positive thoughts and putting actions behind your positive thoughts. Okay, but you just want to kind of dig deep and kind of thoroughly think about what's going on and why do you feel the way you feel, and then figure out what you can do about that. You know, if it's just as simple as going to the beach, maybe you need to get away for a little bit, do that. We all are human, and you know, if the mind is not clear, we're not clear. So, you know, you need to kind of get away maybe for a day and go to the beach and disconnect, not talk to anybody, leave your phone at home. Do that. Clear your mind and take care of you. Lastly, I really started to connect again with God. And I personally think that a relationship with God and with one is a very personal relationship. Not everybody needs to understand your relationship, and not everybody needs to know your relationship. So I just really started to get more into with my spiritual side, and I'm really just, you know, talking to God and just digging deep into my spirit and into myself. And leaving a lot of the unanswered up to him, and a lot of the I don't know where this is going and where I'm going, but one day at a time, and making sure that I take steps to get there. And I'm just listening to him, and so yeah. So yeah, so I just start to dig spiritually into myself, and talking more to God, and just listening to what he tells me, and just just trying to just connect with myself as a whole being. And I'm gonna tell you guys something lastly, and I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't want to make this video too long, but when you are whole with yourself, and when I'm saying this, I mean when you are whole, as in you're happy with yourself, you know what you want, you know where you stand, you know who you are as a person, your whole life around you is going to change, because you're not going to let people with negative energy or any of that step into your life. You know what you want, so you're not going to take or accept just anything from anybody, man or woman, because you know who you are as a being. It just changes the outlook of how you look about things, how you see things, how you go about things, and it's all positivity though, all positivity. And so um, that's just a little bit of, I don't know if I was really detailed with that, but it's just a little bit of my journey to self-happiness. And I am way better off than where I was before. I am a very happy person by nature. I've never have been the type that was like super like mean, or just a biatch just to be a biatch, or just because I was not happy. And it's always crazy to me, because when I see somebody who is just miserable, like, I feel bad for them, if anything. Like, especially when I come to my job and I get people who are just mean, and I'm just like, yo, what happened to you in life to where you're so upset? Like, to me, it's more so of, I feel bad for you to have to walk around with that type of energy. That's nothing, you're just not happy. Like, why? Like, what happened in your life to where you feel that bad? Like, you know and we all have seen it, we all have been there, but I don't want to be that person by any means. I have a lot of light, a lot of happiness, and a lot of smiles in me, and I'm overall just a very, very happy person. And so this is just to anybody out there, if you are depressed, upset, miserable, just not happy with life, hopefully these are some tips that really helped you out. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can always put them down below. If you guys like these type of videos, thumbs up, let me know. But yes, those are my keys to happiness, and a little bit of my story to on this journey to, remaining happy, and to just, keep nothing but positive vibes in my life, because I'm all about it. All about it. So with that being said, I send nothing but love and positive vibes your way. If you are going through something, or if you are trying to figure out life, if you're trying to figure out happiness, if you're trying to figure out why you're depressed, if you're just going through it, I just want to send some positive vibes your way and some love, and take it one day at a time. Trust me, I know, one day at a time. With that being said, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. This is your girl Euniycemari, and I will see you in my next video.